Great. When we speak about plastic recycling, the contamination is the first challenge that normally people think about. But in reality, in the last period, recyclers are facing a new challenge, a new hidden cost. We are speaking about process instability. This means pressure fluctuation and irregular melt flow. When the process is unstable, productivity drops, equipment wears faster, and the quality became unpredictable. So for this reason, today we would like to speak with you how FIMIC is addressing this challenge. Anybody can work and speak about recycling when the material is clean. The real challenge is when contamination rises, process stability drops, and obviously when the quality is at risk. And this is where FIMIC has built its expertise. So we have specifically developed engineered two new products, specifically for recycler to deliver more control, more stability, and more flexibility on the material that has to be processed. So today recyclers are operating in a different environment. More contaminated materials, more variable input streams, higher quality expectation, and the plant's requirements are much more demanding because we need more productivity. So the process stability now is fundamental. On many recycling extrusion lines, all these problems are normally treated as separated issues. So pressure fluctuation, irregular melt flow, inconsistent pellet quality, and mechanical stress on the equipment. But on many cases, or most of the cases, all these issues are symptoms of only one cause, process instability. Because we needed to take into consideration that the materials are never identical, material streams can vary significantly, and the contamination is unexpected. So this is what makes recycling valuable and challenging. The cost of instability is not only a technical issue. It has a direct economical impact on the extrusion line because it can decrease fluctuations, pressure fluctuation and irregular melt flow can impact on the extrusion line and decrease the efficiency up to 20%. So on top of that, this means more stops, less consistent quality, harder production planning, because pressure fluctuation and irregular melt flow can wear faster our extrusion equipment. So all these symptoms deliver less profitability because it is a hidden cost. So we did not redesign our melt pumps just to show something new. We redesigned melt pumps to deliver more control, more stability, and to get more flexibility on the material that can be processed. Because the recycling condition changed, more valuable intimate material, more demanding extrusion condition, and higher expectation on pellet quality. And this has led us to develop two new products. From one side, we have improved a technology that is already established in the market. To the other side, we have developed something completely new. And now Michele will take us through both.
Thank you, Erika, and good morning, everyone. A melt pump plays a key role in an extrusion line. Its main functions are to stabilize melt pressure and regulate the melt flow coming from the extruder or a filter to the next step, whatever that may be. And by creating a steady and controlled output, it helps to decouple the extruder from downstream fluctuations and creates more stable operating conditions across the process. For recyclers, the benefit is very real. FIMIC has been dedicating its technologies to plastic recycling for now over 35 years, especially in melt filtration. And we know very well the disadvantages of existing pump systems currently available in the market. That's why we analyzed these weak points. And as Erika said, we came up with 2 solutions to overcome them. Because recyclers or compounders who work with PCR materials have very specific needs. At FIMIC, we developed a pump portfolio dedicated to plastic recycling. And this portfolio is based on proven technology, technology evolution, and as Erika mentioned, a completely new solution. We have the FIMIC SPA, or SPA, screw pump technology, which is a proven technology in the market. RMP is the next step forward, an evolution from that experience created to give recyclers exactly what they need for their under demanding process conditions. FPP is a completely new solution of our portfolio, created to extend it, to expand it, under very specific process requirements. So we didn't simply add new machines. We did extend our portfolio because recyclers have very specific requirements. Okay. That's how we structured our pump portfolio for plastic recycling. SPA, or FIMIC SPA, is our screw pump technology that is already existing since several years with many installations in the market worldwide. And that represents a proven and reliable technology for recyclers who need steady performance under demanding process conditions. Now we come to RMP. RMP is an evolution of a gear pump technology, a proven principle redesigned to meet today's more demanding requirements. So we built on established technology and adapted it to a new reality of recycling, where materials are very variable, process conditions are far more complex, and process stability is more critical than ever. Then finally, FPP, our double piston pump, a completely new solution in our portfolio, designed to extend it and designed to give recyclers a solution with a much more contamination tolerance with a different pumping principle. So this is not just about having more products. This is about giving recyclers the solution they really need. Let's go now into more details. We didn't change the principle of a gear pump. What we did is we changed how maintenance is managed in a real recycling plant. Contaminations, we know that gear pumps very often need a pre-filtration. They need to pre-filter the material, but contaminations still reach the gears. That is, in recycling, often unavoidable. And these contaminations over time wear out or even critically damage the internal parts. And with standard solutions, the existing solutions in the market, a customer is forced to disassemble and remove the whole body of the pump to replace the internal components. This means, of course, more labor, more downtime, and clearly higher costs. With RMP, that is no longer necessary. The main body of the pump stays connected to the line. What can be replaced are only the wear parts, the internal components. So you're not forced anymore to go for a completely new body of the pump, but you can intervene directly on the wear parts, which means gears, bushings, and internal sleeve. So you can intervene directly where the wear has actually occurred. To do that, to make this possible, we developed a two-body concept. The main body stays connected to the line, while the other serves as a replacement module. This makes maintenance much faster, more practical, and far less expensive. And for recyclers, this means one thing: less downtime and much lower impact on maintenance. Let's watch now together a video. Yes, of how that works. So this video is not just showing how we manage maintenance operations. It's also showing how we drastically reduce the cost of maintenance in a very concrete way. So that is the RMP machine structure. You will see now the internal parts. So that's the melt coming from a previous step, pre-filtered, the gears, and the exit of the melt, where pressure is either increased or stabilized. Now, contaminations over time wear out the internal components. And with RMP, it's now possible to leave the body connected to the line and intervene on the single wear components that need replacement. All of this makes everything easier and faster, and also it makes possible to achieve a much more sustainable maintenance model over time. Okay, then we move to the next step. Gear pumps, we saw it just now, are a very well-known and efficient and effective solution in the market. However, in post-consumer recycling, gear pumps need one essential condition: pre-filtration. So a gear pump must be protected. And that's why a pre-filter or a protective filter or a police filter, you can call it in different ways, it's absolutely necessary. Now, in many cases, okay, sorry. Now, in many cases, a pre-filter cannot be installed. Or, in other cases, a recycler may not want to install one. Why? Because a pre-filter means an additional investment, means additional complexity to the line, and especially in case of slide plate type screen changers, it requires an operator to manually change screens. So this is not only a technical question, it's a question of cost, manpower, and of course, overall process management. So where pre-filtration is not possible or not desirable, a different pumping mechanism or principle is required. And that's exactly why we developed FPP, or FIMIC double piston pump. Please note that FPP was not designed to replace a gear pump. It was designed to give a recycler a solution that can accept a much higher tolerance on contaminations and at the same time does not require pre-filtration. So this is the basic principle behind FPP, how FPP works. We have two pistons working in two separate cylinders, and while one piston is filling with melt, the other piston is pushing melt forward. Then the process alternates. And this results in a continuous melt flow done by an alternating or reciprocating piston movement. So the principle is very, the directional valves control the flow, and they manage the switch from one chamber to the other. So the principle, as you saw, is very simple. You get a continuous and stable melt flow on the outlet by a reciprocating or alternating piston movement. Let's now watch a video together of how that works. The video is not just showing how FPP moves the melt, it is showing why this principle really matters in recycling. So that's the structure of FPP. And you see now here the entrance of the melt and the reciprocating or alternating piston movement. One is filling, one is pushing melt forward, and the deviation valves organize the flow and the switch from one chamber to the other, resulting in a very constant and stable melt outlet. This is a strong and robust solution for recyclers who need a higher tolerance, especially in post-consumer, higher tolerance on contaminations without the need for a pre-filter. Okay, so as you have seen, there is not only one solution that fits all requirements. Contaminations levels are very different from customer to customer. Operating conditions are different. Materials are very different. That's why FIMIC has developed this pumps portfolio to match all the needs of recyclers, based on their needs. And this application-driven approach is why our collaboration with Nordson BKG is so important. Nordson brings a much broader and wider expertise in many applications: extrusion, compounding, polymerization, pelletizing. While FIMIC adds on its know-how on melt filtration and pump systems dedicated to recycling. So this is not about overlapping, this is about complementarity. While FIMIC offers dedicated recycling solutions, Nordson brings a much wider expertise across the whole polymer process. Thank you, and back to you, Erika.
Thank you, Michele. Thank you for this technical introduction, because today was the launch of these fantastic new products. But if you wanted to touch this new technology in reality, we are going to present FPP and RFP at Plast Milano from 9 to 12 of June. And so we will be so happy to, if you are going to visit us and speak about the operating principle and your specific recycling project. But if you will be not able to attend in Milano, we are here in Amsterdam at our booth A25. And there is another good reason to speak with FIMIC, not only for melt pumps, but also about our automatic melt filters, because FCS is our new technology finalist at Plastic Recycling Awards as a Recycling Machinery Innovation of the Year. And these are automatic melt filters specifically dedicated for difficult contamination, like aluminum foil, fibers, or multi-layer. Another good way to meet each other is tonight at Boat Party, because it is a special event for all PRE guests, and we have developed a special gift for all the guests. It's a special bracelet as gift to bring back home, as a reminder who strong belief about the power of recycling, like we are doing now. I want to thank you, all of you, for the attention, and I wish you all a fantastic day. And if you have any question, we are here to answer. Yes. If you want, if you had the opportunity to send us some question, we'll be so happy to answer you back, because we have 10 minutes now available to answer if you need any clarification. Some questions arriving?
Oh, not yet.
Not yet?
If anybody has questions, you can scan the code and type your question, so we can...
There is also the old version to stand up on my hand. Sure.
Old school, yeah.
We are innovators, but we can also use the tradition sometimes. Sure.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Oh. Even more classic.
Even more.
Okay. Then I'll repeat the question, maybe so the others can hear it.
Yeah.
So, what I was interested in, you have this double piston solution, and in principle they need to go up and down many times.
Yes.
And you don't pre-filter. So basically, there are solids potentially coming with it.
Yes.
How do you ensure you completely empty the cylinder at every motion? Because in the other case, you will gradually reduce the cylinder volume over time, right?
Yes, correct. Thank you for the question. So, of course, that is something that we already studied and realized. Of course, there is always, how can I say, recycling is very unpredictable. Yeah, but normally the size of contaminants, of course, it can happen that in an unpredictable situation you have a very big size contaminant, but that creates problems also in the previous steps. Yeah, so let's say in even very general situations, the size of contaminants is not creating issues because the channels, both the inlet channel to the chamber where the piston is working and the outlet chamber to the exit of the pump, they have very large spaces. So the space is very large. Okay, so that allows also big contaminants to flow through without creating issues to the system. Hmm? Thank you. I hope
Thank
that
you.
answers enough.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. There is large channel, also the derivation valves that move the switch from one chamber to the other. The channels where they work, they are very large. Okay, so that allows a smooth flow, let's say, of both melt and contamination through. Yeah. Thank you.
Any other question on the screen?
Okay, yeah. How much longer can the FPP be used without maintenance compared to usual gear casting pumps without pre-filtration? Thank you for the question. So what we estimated, of course, we tested already the double piston pump, both at FIMIC and also at customer sites. What we estimated is as very long maintenance intervals as long as 3 years. Yeah, that may sound fantastic. We really believe that will be the reality, but that's what we estimated. So as long as 3 years longer, very long maintenance intervals up to 3 years longer. I hope that answers the question. What output do you see achievable on the FPP? Thank you also for that question. So for now, we designed 2 sizes of FPP. The size depends on the diameter of the pistons. And the output, on the 2 sizes, we have an output range from 1 to 2.5 tons. The second size goes from 2.5 tons to 4 tons an hour. That is the range that we estimated on both sizes. Thank you for the question. Right? In case of any other questions?
No.
We have more
Great.
than 1 people like walking away with it, then you have to fit them like, no, no.
Okay, great. So thanks, everyone. And we wish you, I hope that we enjoy us and our new presentation and new innovation launch. And we wish you all a fantastic day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.